Yo, 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 what is up? What is up? Man, what is going on, baby? Welcome into the hottest sports podcast in the South, Sentell's Intel live on Facebook. I am your host, the sensational Sentell Wideman, aka just the No Days Off, aka the One Man Dynasty. Man, really, really, this is like the first big time weekend in sports. I mean, this was huge last weekend. We had it all last night. We had it all last weekend. College football, NFL, MLB. We had it all. NBA playoffs. We had it all. We had it all, man. I mean, it was just so fun. I mean, we got so much going on right now in sports. It's just unbelievable. I don't even know where to start. But welcome in. This is an Overreaction Monday. We'll do this first segment. We'll go through some things, and then we'll come back from break, and then we're going to get into like some phone calls and comments, because this is your show. This is your show. This is the Overreaction Monday. This is for you. You get to react to what you saw over the weekend in the world of sports and what we're looking forward to this weekend. What a crazy, crazy, wild weekend it was in sports, man. It is just, I don't even know where to begin with this. So it's loaded. It's an absolute loaded show. You got the NHL Stanley Cup Finals going on. You just had the U.S. Open golf tournament this past weekend. All the while, you got the NFL. You got an NBA playoff game on the same day. Just bananas. Just absolutely nuts. Just crazy, insane. But I guess we'll start last night's NBA game. We'll go to that first. It was really, really good last Lakers defeating the Nuggets 105 103 behind this man right here, Anthony freaking Davis, man. He's a unicorn, man. He is a unicorn. That's what he is. And at the end of the day, when this young man right here decides that he wants to take over the game, when he wants to be aggressive, there is absolutely no one, and I mean absolutely no one in the NBA can stop this young man when he chooses to deem itself so. That when he wants to be aggressive, he wants to dominate, there's absolutely nothing that no one can do. Nothing. He's a unicorn. I mean, he's just a special talent that, and you understand why the Lakers were willing to part ways with all those pieces just to get this guy. This guy is that dude. Make no mistake about that. Now we sometimes I have to keep saying this: aggressiveness. Sometimes he lacks aggressiveness. He does that sometimes. But man, when this guy locks in, that's no one in the league. I promise you. There ain't a guy in the NBA right now. When this guy says, I'm going to do my thing, there's no one who can stop this young man. No one. Absolutely no one. He was dread for the first half, and most of that was lack of aggressiveness for the most part. But then, like I say, once he decided to lock in, as you can see in that game-winning shot to get over Nikola Jokic yesterday to ice that game last night, and then afterwards he yelled Kobe. But again, when this guy locks in, there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do about it. I mean, he is that sensational. He's that special a talent. So the Lakers take a 105. I'll take a 2-0 lead. I think the series is over now. I mean, I picked the Lakers, but I think the series is over now. I think that was the Nuggets' best chance last night. The Lakers were really sloppy. 26 turnovers, I believe it was, over plus 20 turnovers. LeBron didn't play well at all in the second half, and they let Denver back in the game. And I thought that was a chance for Denver to really get something going. They may be able to get one game, but I think the series is all but over now. Lakers, again, when you have Anthony Davis, like defensively, yes, you got a guy. I said stop him. Yeah, because there's still some parts of his game. Jokic took him down in the paint last night. He can still kind of body you, or he can body him in a fight because he's playing the 5 against a bigger guy. Yeah, Jokic can bang him. Yeah, he can bang him around. But on the offensive end, there's nobody. Now, let me repeat this again. There is nobody walking God's green earth that can stop this man when he's aggressive and he says he's going to do what he wants to do. There's nobody can stop it. There's nothing. If you get a big man on him, he's too quick for a big man. You put a smaller man on, he's too long and athletic for him. There's nothing. And then to make this even more ridiculous, this man has handles. This man can handle the basketball. He can absolutely handle the rock. And last night he was making this jumper. So, I mean, good luck with that. Just good luck. Good luck with that. There's nothing you can do about it. Nothing. Nothing you can do about it. I mean, he was that good last night. Lakers, man, 105, 103 in those black uniforms. They say they don't plan on losing any games when they wear those black jerseys. That's what they say. They're not planning on losing. They're not planning on losing any games in those jerseys. So that was an NBA game on September night, and if that was the appetizer, then we had the main course, the entree, the NFL Sunday night game. We had the Seattle Seahawks taking on the New England Patriots in a outstanding football game. I mean, just an outstanding football game. Russell Wilson. You know what I'm gonna say. You know what I'm gonna say. Oh, good hair, Russell Wilson. I mean, he's playing unbelievable. 5 TD passes, another 5 TD passes last night to go with his 4 he had last week. He just make play after play. He did have a pick, but it was on a tip ball. Cam was sensational last night. Just looks like a completely different person. I haven't seen him throw the ball this well in years. I mean, he was throwing it deep, throwing lasers. Now, he still has some inaccurate throws in there, but he played really well last night. I mean, he went 30 of 44 for 397, a touchdown. He rushed for 2 more. And I don't have a problem with the last play of the game. I know people are going to come on here and say they had a problem with the last play of the game. I just thought the cornerback made a great play. That play, when you run it, you don't post the quarterback don't automatically take off and rush to the ball. You be patient with it. And that fullback usually set that block up, but the guy come crashing into the fullback, and I think he just caught him off guard and just kind of blew the whole play up. But, they could have ran the fake what they had ran early in the game, which was a beautiful play call because Cam, they were just getting with that play. Anytime they wanted to get short yardage situation, they was getting that. They were getting that every time. So I didn't have a problem with them running that particular play. But again, second, hindsight is 2020, and they got stopped. But what a great game, man! I mean, Seahawks win 35-30. I mentioned Russell with the 5 TD passes, and DK Metcalf is starting to turn into an absolute dog. You knew he was a freakish athlete. We knew he could run straight down the field, and now he's starting to do some other things. But last night, he just physically abused. He just physically abused the defensive player of the year last night on a consistent basis. There was nothing he could do with this big man last night. Nothing. And Russell was just getting everybody involved. Tyler Lockett, Carson caught a TD pass. What a great game, man. I mean, like I said, NBA playoffs in the NFL on the same day. Did you ever think that you would see it? And, of course, yeah, I agree. I am happy for Cam. I hope he can stay healthy. New England's going to put him in good situations. Josh McDaniels and Coach Belichick going to put him in good situations to be successful. And he had a great game last night. Terrific stuff, man. NBA, NFL, man. What fun times, man. We get ready to look ahead to this week. We're gonna go through the NFL scores game by game in just a second. Looking ahead to this week, we got college football. We have the SEC is back. The SEC is back. We got a full slate of SEC football games this week, man. Cannot wait. So what am I going to do? Take a quick break. Come back. We'll go through the NFL schedule game by game. What did you see? What did you like? When we go through that, then we're going to open the phone lines up on our Overreaction Monday. Do not go anywhere. The show is bananas today. Don't go anywhere. Right back after this break. Yo, welcome back to the hottest sports podcast in the South, the best damn sports podcast, period. Sentell is live on Facebook. Man, we had a crazy opening segment. We talked about NFL game from last night and the NBA game that we had last night. I mean, I told you, that's crazy, man. We had the NFL and the NBA last night, man. That's crazy. That's crazy to me to think about, man. Let's kind of go through the NFL, man, and talk about what we saw yesterday in the NFL. What a crazy day in the NFL, marked by a lot of injuries yesterday. Tons and tons and tons of injuries yesterday. Oh my goodness, and we'll get to that in just a second. Let's go through this lineup of games we had yesterday in the National Football League. On Thursday, we thought the week out on Thursday, we had a battle of Ohio. We had Cleveland Browns taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. The Browns get the win behind a strong performance from Nick Chubb, 22 carries, 124 yards, 2 TDs. I think that this is the recipe for the Browns. If they could run the football, Baker had the one bad, hideous turnover, but they ran the football really well. But I came out of this game really impressed with Joe Burrows. I'm a Joe Burrow guy. This guy, I like him. You don't want to have him throwing 61 passes in Cincinnati with a bad offensive line because he took a lot of shots. But the guy kept getting up. It's very tough. So I really was impressed with Joe Burrow, but the 61 attempts, that's too many. 300 yards, 3 TDs though. Bengals lose to the Browns. They're 0-2. Browns go to 1-1. 35-30. That was on Thursday night. From yesterday's action, we had the Bears defeating the Giants 17-13. Obviously, the big story there. Saquon Barkley, torn ACL, gone for the season. Devastating. He was one of the many guys who got hurt or injured yesterday. Just sucked to see such a great talent like Saquon be injured in that fashion. The Bears go to 2-0. They're 2-0. They had a comeback win 2 weeks ago against my Lions, and they beat the Giants, who don't have a whole lot to offer right now. So the Bears go to 2-0. Again, Saquon Barkley out for the season with ACL. It was in the most entertaining game by far. Let me slow it down. I gotta slow it down just a little. I gotta slow down a little bit to analyze this game. I need to slow down just a hair. The most entertaining game of yesterday, and perhaps will be the most entertaining game of the season. It was the Dallas Cowboys and an improbable 40-39 victory in which they come back. They trail 20-0 after the first quarter. 3 turnovers early. It was just an ugly football game for the Dallas Cowboys. And then the Atlanta Falcons, much like all of the Atlanta franchises in sports, find ways to do the impossible. Just when you think it can't be done, you think it can't be done, it can be done. Just when you thought it was safe to go to the theaters, it is not safe. A 20-0 lead in the Atlanta Falcons somehow, some way blew the game. If I told you there was one team that could potentially blow a game this fashion, you probably would have guessed the Atlanta Falcons. We're talking about the Falcons. Still had a chance. Still had a chance to win this game. Led 39-37. 2-point game. That's Cowboys going for an onside kick. No one recovers the onside kick anymore. No one. They changed the rules so you can't load one side up. So the onside kick percentages recovered were super low. They were super low. So the chances of the Cowboys recovering this kick were really slim. So the Falcons could have avoided a disastrous comeback. And what do? The Cowboys kick the onside kick. And then we all know from T-ball, football on up that the ball had to travel 10 yards in order for the offense to touch it. We know this. The ball had to travel 10 yards in order for the offensive players to start touching the football. We know this. We also know that the defensive players at any time can touch the damn ball. At any given time, the defensive players can touch the football. So instead of the Falcons players jumping on the football, they tended to watch the football as the Cowboys players also watched the football as if they couldn't touch it until 10 yards. And unbelievably, it was a great kick. Nevertheless, the kick was great. It looked like a golf putt. I mean, it just shifted and turned right. However, if you're the Falcons players, you can grab the ball before it goes 10 yards. Why are you standing there? Why are you standing there? There should be repercussions for this. There's no way Dan Quinn survives this season unless they make the playoffs. There's no way Thomas Dimitroff survived this season unless they make the playoffs. What an absolute debacle. I got to get Dallas credit. They kept fighting. They fought their way back into the game. Dak was sensational yesterday. I mean, although he was trailing, so he got a lot of yards. We would call garbage time yards at that time. He picked up 450 yards passing a TD. He rushed for another 3. He was great yesterday in the comeback. But, man, oh, my goodness. Atlanta. Oh, my God. Look, you know, as an Atlanta Braves fan, I've seen heartache. I've seen pain. So I know. I feel this deep in my soul. The Atlanta franchises are cursed. They're just cursed. There's no way around that. There's no way in the hell the Falcons should have lost that game yesterday. There's no way on God's green earth the Falcons should have lost that game yesterday. But here they were. Yep, they did. Oh, let's move on, man. Moving along. It was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers over the Carolina Panthers, 31-17 yesterday. Tom Brady, I don't know, threw 1 touchdown pass. The player of the game for the Tampa Bay Bucs was Leonard Fournette. He 12 carries, 103 yards, 2 TDs. The defense picked off Teddy Bridgewater 3 times. But again, the big news of the story, the big news of the day of the game was the injury to Christian McCaffrey. Reports he has a high ankle sprain. He will be out 4 to 6 weeks. He's another player who's on that long list of players who were hurt or injured yesterday. But the Buccaneers do get the 1-1. Mike Evans did make his presence known. Chris Godwin didn't play yesterday, so Mike Evans caught a touchdown yesterday. Brady looked a little better, still threw an interception. I'm telling you, I'm not buying. Not buying the Bucs. Not buying them at all. Not even a little bit. Also at 1 o'clock, it was the San Francisco 49ers over the New York Football Jets. I'm sad. I've never had a win be so utterly disappointing, be so miserable. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it is this mass unit that is currently my San Francisco 49ers. We lost 4 players yesterday. Lost 4. Starting quarterback got a high ankle sprain. Starting running back got an MCL sprain. We lost Nick Bolser potentially to an ACL injury. Solomon Thomas, a rotational backup player, he's possibly has torn an ACL. That's before we even went into the game without Richard Sherman, without George Kittle, without our starting center. That was going into the game. We left the game with 4 more injuries. I've never seen a team And last year we had a lot of injuries. We overcame them, but I've never seen a team with so many injuries before. I've never seen it. This is unbelievable to me. 49ers get a win, but what a costly win it was. The Jets are terrible. They should fire Adam Gase today. Don't know what they're waiting on. He is horrible. The team doesn't like him. No one wants to play for him. What a disgrace Adam Gase is. 49ers win. It was the Pittsburgh Steelers over the Denver Broncos, 26-21. Big Ben over 300 yards for the second week in a row. The defense was cranking it up again. They knocked out Drew Lock. They brought in Jeff Driscoll for the Denver Broncos. They knocked him around, but the game was very competitive. James Conner had a good game for the Steelers, but the Steelers defense is really, really good and going to keep them in a lot of football games. Big Ben, I still not seeing the arm strength, even though he did hit Claypool on a big, long TD pass. It was nice, but I'm not seeing that consistently from him in the passing game. But I love the Steelers defense. I think this is a Super Bowl caliber type defense. If Big Ben can get healthy, continue to stay healthy, build up his arm strength as the season goes along, Pittsburgh could be dangerous. Definitely a playoff team. And a wildly entertaining game. It was the Titans over the Jags, 33-30. Late field goal by Steven Gronkowski, 46 yards, I believe it was. He had missed a couple early in the game, missed some last week, but also hit the game winner last week. This was a Jonnu Smith, had 2 of his TDs. Ryan Tannehill threw 4 TD passes. So he was really good yesterday. Adam Humphries caught one of those. Gardner Minshew played really well in the loss. Jags are a feisty bunch. You know, we look at them and we go, well, they throwing all their players away. But they're a feisty bunch. They battled their way back into this game, had a chance to win it late. They ultimately lose. They fall to 1-1. The Titans go to 2-0. It was the Green Bay Packers over my Detroit Lions, 42-21. Aaron Jones had himself an outstanding day yesterday. 18 carries for $168. Also had 4 catches for 68 yards and a touchdown. He was great. Aaron Rodgers played okay. They had an injury as well. Devontae Adams had a calf injury, if I'm not mistaken. He went out. He left the game early. So, man, it's another team just decimated by injuries, man. Just brutal day for injuries. But the Lions are a mess. I did pick them to win the division. They had a chance last week to get a win over the Bears. They blew that. They got the doors beat out from yesterday. That's not looking good. It was the Bills over the Dolphins, 31-28 in a lightning shortened game. But all I got to say is Josh Allen. Josh Allen has been outstanding. Josh Allen. I feel good about my Super Bowl pick every day. Josh Allen, 400 yards passing, 4 TDs. Stephon Diggs, the big time free agent receiver, whether they got him in a trade, 8 catches for $153. This is what he can bring. This is the explosiveness of a Stephon Diggs, and the impact he can have on this offense. And that's what I saw from him. And I'm glad they went out and got Stephon Diggs for Josh Allen. Now this makes this offense a lot more dynamic. Huge Josh Allen fan. Arrow is pointed up for Josh Allen. He looked real good. Dolphins played hard yesterday. I expect Tua not too far distant future. They're already 0-2. I don't know how long you go around Fitzpatrick. The future is on the sideline, so we might see him sooner rather than later. All right. Get to the next set of games. We had the Colts over the Vikings 28-11 yesterday. Jonathan Taylor, the rookie from Wisconsin, 26 carry, 100 yards, and TD, filling in for the injured Marlon Mack yesterday. Let's not talk about it. Let's talk. No. Let's talk about Kirk Cousins, shall we? Let's talk about Kirk Cousins yesterday. Kirk Cousins, the man who was making so much money, it is unbelievable. 11 of 26 yesterday for 113 yards, 3 interceptions. You like that? Do you like that? 113 yards and 3 INTs on 11 of 26 passes. Do you like that? Oh my goodness! I told you the Vikings were gonna take a step back because You know, you take away a weapon and Stephon Diggs from Kirk Cousins, and if they can't run the football with Dalvin Cook, man, this is what it can look like. This is what it can look like. He looked bad yesterday. It was the Arizona Cardinals over the Washington football team. Kyler Murray continues to impress me. Kyler Murray continues to impress me. I wasn't impressed early, but I'm starting to become very impressed with Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray was great yesterday. Threw for 286 and a touchdown. Rushed for another 67 yards, 2 TDs. Man, he's sensational. The addition of DeAndre Hopkins. He's had 22 catches in 2 games so far as an Arizona Cardinals. That guy's loving life. 1 TD also for DeAndre Hopkins. If they beat the Washington football team, not much to talk about on the Washington side. They didn't look very, they didn't look as good as they did week 1, but maybe that's because of their opponent, who I think I may have skipped over. I'll come back to it. It was the Ravens over the Texans, 33-16. Lamar in the running game, they continue to look consistent. They are a balanced team offensively and defensively. They got out to Deshaun yesterday. They did just enough offensively. I say just enough, but Lamar, he was just okay yesterday. He didn't turn it over, but he was okay yesterday. He didn't play great, but good enough to get the win yesterday. It was also the Chiefs over the Chargers, 23-20. Story of the game for me, Justin Herbert in an emergency situation gets called to start after Tyrod Taylor injures himself in warm-ups, apparently. But Justin Herbert, though, for 311, 22 of 33. I told you I like this guy. I'm a big fan of Justin Herbert. I think he can really play. I thought they would wait later in the season. Unfortunately, he got forced into the situation, but he played really, really well. He was really, really good yesterday. So it was good to see. It was good to see him play well yesterday. I don't have the Philadelphia game up here. Philadelphia and the Rams. Man, the Rams just blast Philadelphia yesterday. 37-17, I believe, if I'm correct. Or 37-16. I can't remember exactly what the score was. But Philadelphia is a mess. I don't even know what to think of Philadelphia right now. They 0-2. They got beat by the Washington football team last week. They got manhandled yesterday by the Rams. And the Rams are looking good. But this is about the Philadelphia Eagles right now. What are they doing? Who are they? Who are they? Who are the Philadelphia 76? Eagles right now. Who are they? I have no idea. Got hammered yesterday. Got blasted by the Rams. If you're an Eagles fan, I need to know. I need answers right now. What is going on? Jared Goff played really well, 3 TDs. Tyler Higbee, the tight end, caught 3 TD passes yesterday. He just exploded on him. And I just don't know what to think about Philadelphia right now. I just don't know. Miles Sanders came back yesterday after he missed week 1. They are a mess. They got handled yesterday. They got beat down yesterday. So I didn't know what's going on. So, and tonight, Monday Night Football, we have the Saints and the Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders. Saints looking to go 2-0. The Raiders also looking to go 2-0. That'll be later tonight in Las Vegas on Monday Night Football. Those are your NFL scores from week 2. So right now, what I would like to do, open up the phone lines, 864-378-0163, 864-378-0163, 864-378-0163, right here on the Best Damn Sports Podcast, period. Sentell. Yeah, Nick Bolser, ACL is confirmed. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry right here on this. I'm not gonna cry here live. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. That's just hard, man. But anyway, number 864-378-0163, 864-378-0163. This is Sentell, the hottest sports podcast in the South, the best damn sports podcast, period. We're live on Facebook. I am your boy, a.k.a. Mr. No Days Off, a.k.a. the one-man dynasty, the sensational Sentell Wideman right here live on Facebook. We just went through the whole NFL Week 2 slate. We also talked about the Lakers and Nuggets from last night. If you want to get in, the number 864-378-0163. It's an overreaction Overreaction Monday. That means you get to react to what you saw yesterday. 864-378-0163. 864-378-0163. 864-378-0163. If you want to get in. Meanwhile, I mentioned college football this week. The SEC is back. The SEC is back, baby. Let's look at this first week of games. Look at that first slate of games. Don't it get you jacked up? Don't it get you juiced up? You want to call in? 864-378-0163 is the time to do it right now. As we kind of look ahead to this week in the SEC. If you see that first window of games at noon, it is the number. A phone call. Caller, what's up?
What's going on, man?
What up, Shaq?
I got two things for you.
Yes.
Talk about they have to because I would they after I saw a stat with 2 people confirmed. I think I saw it somewhere. But what are your thoughts on best they've had so far? Second question. So we've got the big AC. Those in that. What out of 2 weeks? I know it's. What have you seen those teams? What do you who do you think right now?
I guess I answer the first question. Cole, I'm not surprised at all. I told you guys, if you think billionaires cannot figure this out, then you're tripping. I mean, if you think these guys are gonna lose out on this money and not figure this out, and then you had a baseline for it. You've watched golf, you watched the MLB, you've watched the NBA. You're just picking up data as you go along. And to be honest with you, if you got the money to do the stringent testing that they're doing, then you can do it. I mean, it just takes money. I mean, but I'm not surprised at all. And if the guys really want to play, they're gonna kind of, put themselves in a bubble. The NBA was fantastic, but everybody can't do that because there's so many teams you spread all over the country. So you can't do that. But if you notice the baseball playoffs, they're gonna do a bubble also, which I think is a brilliant idea. But I'm not surprised at all. I mean, at some point, you got to start living with this virus. Because I've not stopped working since this virus started. So I got to the point where, you know what? They're not going to stop working, right? So let me adapt and adjust my lifestyle to what they're doing. It's just a slight inconvenience here and there. But I'm not doing too much more different than I would normally be doing anyway. I mean, it's simple things that we should already have been doing as a society. It's just being reinforced and reminded again. Simple things, washing your hands. I mean, covering your mouth. I mean, those are things that should be normally been done. That's basic decency right there. So I'm not at all surprised by the NFL. It's a $1 billion industry. You're talking about some smart people. They probably got the best, group of doctors and scientists and people who are giving this information. And I think they'll continue to be successful. Of course, no one's gonna be unscathed. You're gonna have weeks where you have multiple tests, but I don't think nobody's in danger right now of shutting their leagues down. I can't see that. And secondly, you asked about teams and NFL. Who would I have ranked in my power rankings? I would probably off the top of my head, I would probably go Seattle. Okay. I'm just enamored. I mean, and look, they got an injury. I'm enamored right now. I'm just enamored with this guy. This good hair guy, Russell Wilson. I just good hair Russ, man. I just love good hair Russ. But they had an injury last night. Bruce Irvin got hurt. He's out for the season. And they had some holes in their defense. Obviously, that Cam took advantage of. But if I just look at 2 games, you look at the Ravens. You look at the Seahawks. Who else is 2-0? Steelers. You look at some of those 2-0 teams. KC didn't look that well yesterday, but they won the football game. But who's been Seattle probably has played the best 2 games, given the opponent they played. You know, they beat them. You know, they beat both guys. I mean, I thought Cam played really well last night, and for Russell to overcome that, you know, I thought that was key. But I would have Seattle right now if you just put a gun in my head.
Yeah, we're gonna Baltimore.
Yes, and you got also Seattle and the Cowboys this week, right? Wait a minute, Cowboy fan. You said that really. You didn't say that with a lot of confidence. You're like, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I tell you what you can't do. You can't turn it over 3 times against Seattle and think you're gonna come back and win.
Not against that guy.
I can promise you. If you get turned the ball 3 times, you will not be coming back against Seattle. But anything else, brother?
I just want head coach. I
would have probably I probably would have fired Dan Quinn last year.
Okay.
The only thing that saved them last year, they got they kind of got on a little run last year. They even beat us kind of late in the season, and everybody thought, well, maybe it was the injury. They had a lot of injuries last year, but this is it. I mean, to me, and we talked about the Falcons yesterday, me and my friends. I think it's time to tear it down. It's over. You're not winning a Super Bowl with the group you have. Matt Ryan's not getting any younger. You should trade Julio, get what you can get for him. I think you should just start tearing it down. Because right now, you're just a mediocre football team. No one wants to be 8-8, 9-7. That's what you are. You're not winning a Super Bowl with this group.
Yeah.
So I would tear it down. I would fire Dan Quinn, start all the way over.
All right, brother.
Appreciate it.
All right, brother.
Shaq is getting in on the call. Dallas Cowboy fan and Lakers fan. That guy had a great weekend. That guy had a great weekend. That's all I can say about him. If you want to get in, 864-378-0163, 864-378-0163 on the hottest sports podcast in the South, Sentell's Intel. Man, we went over the full NFL slate. Went over all the games. Want to hear from you people. It's Overreaction Monday right here on the Best Damn Sports Podcast, period. And like I mentioned, I'm going to keep going through this SEC thing. If you want to get in with a phone call, by all means do so. If you got something that you would like to share. But I'm going to get back to this SEC schedule. Let me get back to it. Okay, here we are. I'm juiced. I can't help it. I'm jacked, and I'm juiced for this. Let me put it back up. Get it back up there. Okay, all right, here we go. Got it up there, man. First game of the day, man. It's my Gators. It's my Florida Gators traveling to Oxford, Mississippi to take on Lane Kiffin, the new head coach of Ole Miss. Should be a fun game if we win. Ole Miss had a potent offense last year. They could put some points up. This little quarterback they had last year, John Riles Plumlee, super athletic guy who can run around and do a lot of things. They also got Matt Corral at quarterback. So Ole Miss can do some things. I told you. And I'm usually completely objective about things, about my teams particularly. I don't like to talk about highly about my teams. I don't want people to think that I can't be a biased, an unbiased journalist, because that's not what I am. Completely unbiased. But I don't expect. I expect Florida to go down there, handle their business. Really like this Florida team a lot. Been talking about them all off season. So glad the season's going to be played. You see the ranked number 5 in the AP poll. That could change once the Big Ten start, but as of right now, they're number 5. But I think Florida go down and handle business. I love Kyle Trask, like what Dan Mullen is doing defensively. I think we'll be able to get enough stops against a high-power offense in Ole Miss. That 12 o'clock game also is Kentucky at Auburn. That's a sneaky good game. That's a sneaky good game, man. Kentucky gets that quarterback back. Oh, God, I had his name on the tip of my tongue now. I can't get it. Wilson. Wilson. I can't get his name. But he hurt himself last year. Got injured last year, and they had to use a wide receiver at quarterback most of the season. But they quarterback back. They have a great offensive line. I think Kentucky can hang around this game. Bo Nix, second year in the Gus Malzahn's system. They also brought in Chad Morris, former Clemson offensive coordinator, former head coach at SMU and Arkansas. He's not an OC to help Bo Nix. this game is going to be a lot closer than people think. I don't know what the spread is, but this is going to be a very, very, very competitive football game between Auburn and Kentucky, and I kind of wait. That's at 12 o'clock too. At 3:30, it is Mississippi State with their new head coach Mike Leach taking on the defending national champs LSU Tigers, who would not look anything remotely close to what they looked like last year. I mean, it was a mass exodus out of Baton Rouge this past season. Everyone's gone, and then their best offensive player opted out. Jamar Chase is not playing this season, so it's a lot of change down in Baton Rouge. We shall see how LSU look. Can't wait to see Mike Leach in the SEC. Mississippi State should be interesting there. Also, at 4 o'clock, it is Georgia traveling to Arkansas. Arkansas got a new head coach, Sam Pittman, who was formerly at Georgia, the offensive line coach. Georgia has all kind of issues quarterback wise. I have no idea. They named the Warren Mathis, I believe, is going to start, redshirt freshman. This kid had brain surgery a couple of seasons ago, so I don't know. I'm sure he's cleared, obviously, but I don't know what we're gonna get out of him. I heard he's an athletic kid who can run around a little bit, so we should see. I'm really interested in seeing how Georgia offense really looks coming into this season. I really want to see how Georgia's offense look. Arkansas has a familiar face at quarterback, Felipe Franks. I suspect he will start the transfer from Florida. That would be interesting. Georgia at Arkansas would be interesting. At 7 o'clock, Alabama travels to Missouri. Missouri has a new head coach, Eli Drinkwitz. Like he came from Appalachian State. Bama Mac Jones supplants Tua Tagovailoa at the starting quarterback. Has tons of weapons at his disposal. Devontae Smith, still got Jalen Waddle, still got the big running back. So I expect Bama to steamroll Missouri at 7 o'clock. That's on ESPN. At 7:30, it is Vanderbilt traveling to Texas A&M. Huge year for Jimbo Fisher and the Texas A&M Aggies. His third season. This is Kellen Mond's senior year. I expect him to make a jump. Not making a jump. He's not making the jumps and strides that we thought he would make as a guy who's been there, who started a ton of football in 3 years. You expect him to be a lot better. I expect him to be better. And if they want to get to where they're going, he has to be better. So A&M, Vanderbilt at 7:30. Big game here. Big game here in the upstate. Well, not in the upstate, but South Carolina. It's the Tennessee Volunteers taking on the South Carolina Gamecocks. They made a surprising decision naming Colin Hill, who transferred from Colorado State and came with Mike Bobo, supplanting Ryan Haliski in a surprising move. Really surprised that the Gamecocks are going with Colin Hill. Maybe he knows the system a lot better, but guy, from what I've been told, has been really injury prone. Really surprised that they benched Ryan Haliski, who seemed to be the guy that they were going to move into the future with. But Colin Hill gets the nod. Tennessee will probably go Jerry Garantano. They had a lot of momentum finish the season. Had a good recruiting season also. Gamecocks, man, I really don't know. Will Muschamp should have been fired last year. And I don't know what it's going to take to fire him, given that this pandemic has hit and this economic situation has arose. I don't really see them firing him after this season either. Although I think the Gamecocks are in for a long season. 3-7, 4-6 at best. 4-6 would be at best. So I just don't know what's in the deck for the Gamecocks. They really, from an offensive standpoint, I don't know much talent. I don't see a lot of talent on the roster from an offensive standpoint. Defensive, they can do some things. You got some nice corner. J.C. Horn's really good. The big kid also on the other side. But I just don't know. But I am geeked up, man. That's the SEC is back. 12 o'clock, we kick the first game off. I mean, I'm not moving off my couch. That's, Saturday and Sunday. Saturdays and Sundays, I do not move off my couch. I literally do not move off my couch Saturdays and Sundays during the fall. I am back in sports heaven. It's just loaded. Baseball season almost about to wrap up. We're about to be in the playoffs there. I mentioned the Stanley Cup Finals. I mean, it's just crazy, man. It's unbelievable what we got going right now in the sports world. If you want to get in, 864-378-0163. 864-378-0163 right here on the Best Damn Sports Podcast, period, Sentell. You want to get in on Overreaction Monday, 864-378-0163. 378-0163 right here on the Best Damn Sports Podcast, period. If you're not watching, you need to be watching. If you're not calling, you need to be calling. If you're not commenting, you need to be commenting with your boy, sensational Sentell Whiteman. Few more minutes. Hopefully gets a phone call or two before we get out of here. 864-378-0163. I mentioned the litany of injuries that we had yesterday in the NFL. Part of the business, man. Just devastating injuries. Cortland Sutton, the fine Denver receiver, he's out for the season with a torn ACL as well. Just got confirmed Nick Bolser is officially done for the 2020 season. What a devastating blow for my Niners. A cornerstone piece, guy that we were definitely building our defense around, and it's you know, I tried to talk my way around the Super Bowl hangover. And for whatever reason, injuries, coaching changes, whatever happens, this team that loses the Super Bowl, that following year, nothing goes right. Except for one time since 1991, and that when the Patriots went a couple years back. I thought that we could have potentially had it too, but here we go. Injuries are going to seemingly probably derail this season. What a big time injury, because even last year we had the injuries, the front four stayed healthy. The front guy, they stayed healthy except for D4, but Buckner, Forrest Buckner, and Armstead, Bolser stayed healthy the entire season, and that was the key. And we managed to get through the season with all of those guys healthy, and now here we go. He's gone for the season, and it's sad. Extremely disappointed. Extremely sad. Pretty bad. We want to get in 864-378-0163. 864-378-0163. Overreaction Monday. Talked about the litany of injuries in the NFL. Mentioned Saquon Barkley's out. Christian McCaffrey got hurt yesterday. He's out for several weeks. 49ers had a laundry list of players hurt yesterday. So just a awful, brutal Sunday yesterday as far as injuries are concerned. So yeah, terrible day. But I'm just looking forward to this week, man. We got the college football is back. SEC is back. Big Ten has week to play. Also, they are back. They'll start October 24th, if I'm not mistaken, an 8-game schedule. So we are moving forward in sport. We're forging ahead in the sports world. Now everything may not look the same, and I want to give a shout out to Clemson. Clemson University staffers and everybody who's in charge of setting the game atmosphere the other day. That is exactly how social distancing and how you're supposed to do it and how it's supposed to look. They did it exactly right. Everybody was spread out like it was supposed to be. I've seen games where people are huddling up and gathering, and I'm like, that's not how it's supposed to go. But I got to give a shout out to Clemson because they absolutely nailed it, got it right. Kudos to their staff and setting a great precedence on how you're supposed to do it if you're going to limit these fans and do social distancing inside of the stadium. Well, with that, I guess I'm going to get out of here. Doesn't look like we're going to get another phone call. I want to thank everyone for tuning in on this Monday. I'll be back on Friday for a Football Friday edition, getting you ready for the NFL, looking ahead to the NFL schedule, looking ahead to the college football, looking more ahead to the college football schedule, NBA playoffs, Lakers and Nuggets tomorrow. Then the Eastern Conference Final Game 4 is Wednesday. 2-1 Heat lead over the Boston Celtics. That'll continue on Wednesday night. So, man, we got a lot to go. We got a lot to get into, man. I got content for days, so I'll be here because I got things to talk about in the world of sports, and I cannot be more ecstatic about that. So, with that, I will see you guys on Friday, and I will have a guest So we'll have a guest here, Football Fridays, picking games and going through this slate of games for this weekend in college football and the NFL. I will see you guys on Friday. I want to thank all of you guys again for tuning in. Your boy, the sensational Sentell Wideman. This has been the hottest sports podcast in the South, Sentell's Intel. I will see you guys Friday. I'm out.